Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is another what's for dinner. I have got some delicious and easy recipes to share with you guys. Today's video is in collaboration with Britt over at Britt's Kitchen and Kat over at Southern Farm and Kitchen. I love both of their channels so much and I was so excited to get together and collab with them. I will have both of their channels linked in the description box below as well as their videos, so don't forget to go check them out once you're done with mine. And let's go ahead and get started. We are starting off our week with some delicious dirty rice, and I served this with some chicken and shrimp on the Blackstone with some veggies. Y'all, this was my first time making this recipe. I'll have it linked in the description box. I found it on Pinterest. It was amazing. I feel like this is my new go-to rice. It took about 45 minutes in the oven, so that's why I started it first before I did everything else. But it's just a plain white rice, like long grain white rice, a can of French onion soup mix, a can of beef consomme, and a whole stick of butter. You just cut it up into little tabs like I've got and just put it on top. And oh my, I'm telling you, this was so good. Wrap it and bake it for about 45 minutes in the oven. It was amazing, y'all. I can't rave over this enough. Like I said, I'll have the original recipe linked down below so you can get exact measurements. But I just did that first, popped it in the oven, let it cook for about 30 minutes. And then at that 30-minute mark, I just started my chicken and veggies on the Blackstone. And then everything kind of got done all at one time. So the rice is in the oven. And here's what we got. I went ahead and saved y'all watching me prep it up. We have got about 5 boneless, skinless chicken thighs here that I have just cut up pretty small. We have got 1 small bag of deveined, detailed. It's just a little shrimp. They're already cleaned and all that good stuff. I seasoned the shrimp with some of this Red Lobster Max. Stop. Some of this Red Lobster seafood seasoning. And then the chicken, I seasoned it with some of the Kinder's red garlic. Y'all, this is really good. We love this. And then some Tony's. So seasoned it up really good with both of those. And then we've got half of an onion, half of a red, orange, and yellow pepper, half of a zucchini, and half of a squash. I only did half just because that's a lot of veggies. So I just did half of each. We've got a couple sticks of butter to add on to the Blackstone when we get out there. And then I'm going to deglaze with some of this white cooking wine. So Luke says that I have apparently took over the Blackstone. Y'all, I love cooking on this thing. I was intimidated for so long, but I just went in there and did it. And it's amazing. I love it. So I've just melted some butter, cooking up the veggies first just because we like those a little softer. So cooking those up, and then we will add on our chicken, and then I do the shrimp last just because they don't take that long. But I keep those separate just because I'm not a huge fan of shrimp, I'll be honest. So I mainly cooked those for Luke. So, but if you don't care, then you can just always toss everything all together. But like I said, I just kept them separate so that way Luke could just have those. Here is the rice when it came out. The recipe that I used said to uncover it for like 10 minutes, but time got away from me because where I was cooking outside, and I kept it covered the whole 45 minutes, and y'all, it turned out perfect. And here is my plate. Y'all, this was super delicious. I feel like this is the perfect summertime meal. Next up, we have got one of Luke's personal favorites, It is the chicken broccoli tot casserole. I'll have this recipe linked down below for you guys so you can get exact measurements and everything. But I have just got some butter melting in that pan, and I'm adding in 2 chicken breasts that I have just diced up. I always season my chicken. I season it before I put it in the pan. I season it a little bit, and then I'll season it a little more as it's cooking, but I'm just using the SPG. That link is always in the description box. We love the SuckleBusters seasoning. So once you get your chicken cooked, it doesn't have to be cooked completely through because you're going to cook it in the oven for 30 minutes. But I just like to cook it about halfway, get a good sear on everything, and then you're going to add in 1 bag of thawed broccoli florets. And then you're going to add in 1 can of cream of cheddar soup. You're going to add in some sour cream. Your bacon bits. Give all of that a good mix. I also like to season with salt, pepper, and some garlic powder. Once you get it all mixed together and incorporated, you're going to add that into a greased 9x13 casserole dish. Top it with your cheese. Top it with your tater tots. I personally like to use tater rounds, but that's just personal preference. I've used both. Regular tater tots or tater rounds, use whatever you have or your family likes. And I always season the top of my tater tots with salt and pepper, and then you're going to bake this in a 375-degree oven for about 30 minutes, and y'all, it is delicious. Here it is right out of the oven. Like I said, this is one of Luke's personal favorites. I swear he would have me make this every other night if I let him. Next up is some smothered pork tenderloin. I normally keep my crock pot recipes separate, but I thought I would go ahead and add this in. It was super delicious. So I've got 2 of those peppercorn cook in a bag tenderloins. I always take them out of the bag and cook them. I've never liked cooking them in the bag. So I have both of those in my crock pot, and I am just going to mix together 1 packet of chicken gravy, 1 packet of brown gravy, 1 cup of chicken broth, and then 1 can of cream of chicken soup. You're just going to mix all that together. Pour that on top of your pork tenderloins, and you're just going to set that on low and let it cook for a good 6 hours. And y'all, I'm telling you, this was delicious. You could also do this with a pork loin or even pork chops, whatever cut of pork you want. But it is so good, and I love having the gravy where you can have the extra gravy on top or pour it over your mashed potatoes like we did. So crockpot mashed potatoes is one of my absolute favorite side dishes. It is so easy. I have actually already shared this on my channel before, but I thought I would share it again. So I just cut up about 5 to 6 potatoes. I do like to peel mine, but that's personal preference. And then I'm going to take and cover the potatoes with water, completely cover them. And then I like to add in some garlic powder, some chicken bouillon, and some salt and some pepper, and you're just going to cook those on high for about 4 hours. You just want to make sure, you know, they're nice fork tender, fall apart, and then you will just drain off the liquid and then add in your milk, butter, and all that good stuff. I love crock pot mashed potatoes. Here is what the pork looked like after about 6 hours. And then here are the potatoes, all nice and done. And then I'll have the link to the first time I shared the crock pot mashed potatoes so y'all can see the whole process. But here's my plate. I also served it with some green beans. Y'all know I'm the only one that eats green beans, so those were just for me. But y'all, this was so, so delicious. We are doing pizza on the Blackstone tonight for dinner. So I have it on and it's heating up. I have it on like medium, where it's just gonna heat it up really nice. We don't want it to like be too hot where it's just gonna burn the crust, because we want to be able to cook the crust and heat up all the toppings through. So I'm using these, the bistro style. I just pulled these from the freezer, thawed them out a couple days ago. So we're gonna use these. I don't know the size of these for sure, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do one at a time or two at a time. We'll see. But we have got bacon bits, we have got cheese, we have got ricotta cheese, pepperonis, pizza sauce, and some olive oil. So I'm just going to set y'all up, show how I do them. If I need to explain anything, I will through voiceover, but I still wanted to hop on at the beginning and tell y'all what I'm doing. So once your Blackstone gets nice and warm, you're going to take and put your dough on there. You can use packet dough, you know, any kind of pizza dough that you want. We actually really liked this. The bistro, it was nice and crunchy and thin. So you're just going to take and lay that out, cook it for a few minutes on one side, flip it, and then cook it for a couple minutes, and then you'll start adding on all your toppings, whatever toppings you want, and then just close it, and it's going to kind of be like an oven. And y'all, this was so good. This was our first time doing pizza on the Blackstone, and we will definitely be doing it again. And that is it, y'all. I hope you enjoyed these super easy and delicious weeknight dinners. I hope it inspires you to cook more for your family at home. Try something new. Don't forget to go check out Britt and Kat. I will have both of their channels linked down below. And I hope y'all have a fabulous week, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye, guys.